The city learned to breathe quietly after midnight. Streetlights hummed like tired insects, and the avenues flattened into long corridors of shadow and sodium glow. In that quiet, crimes felt smaller than they were, as if darkness compressed guilt into manageable shapes. That illusion lasted until the winter the river froze. Marcus Hale had been a janitor at the county courthouse for 23 years. His name never appeared on dockets or plaques, but his fingerprints lived everywhere, pressed into banisters, elevator buttons, and the edges of desks where lawyers rested there, palms while pretending not to be afraid. He worked nights because nights made sense. Floors did not argue, trash did not lie, and the marble steps never changed their story. He learned the building as one learns a body, by touch and repetition, by the faint warmth that lingered in rooms long after people left. When the river froze, a man was found beneath the ice near the old ferry landing. The body was folded awkwardly, as if it had tried to make itself smaller to survive the cold. Identification took time, and by the time a name reached the courthouse, Marcus had already scrubbed the third-floor hallway twice, erasing the day's foot traffic until the stone shone like a mirror. The name was Daniel Klein, a civil engineer contracted by the city to oversee bridge repairs. The file arrived thick and heavy, bound with clips that bit into paper like teeth. Marcus noticed the file because of its weight and because of the red tape wrapped around it, a mark reserved for matters that unsettled administrators. He did not read the file. He never read files. Reading invited attachment, and attachment had been expensive in the past. He did notice, however, the way clerks handled it with exaggerated care, as if paper could bruise. The investigation moved quickly on the surface. The river had taken people before. The ice was thin. Accidents happened. But beneath the surface, the case gathered gravity. Klein had approved cost-saving measures that reduced steel quality onto bridges. He had signed off on inspection reports that looked clean but smelled wrong to anyone who had ever stood under a span and listened to the wind move through metal. The city had saved money. Someone had saved more. Marcus heard pieces of the story as he cleaned offices after hours. He learned to listen without appearing to listen. Lawyers talked to themselves, to phones, to the walls. They left words behind like breadcrumbs. Marcus swept them up and assembled them later, not to solve anything, but to understand the shape of the city he served.